Okay, we're streaming. Cool. So I just uploaded my new videos. It was about my debate progress. Now, um, there's something that I want to do actually. Wait, oh no, don't open this. Let me see other apps. Probably just going to use Note. So something that I want to focus today. First, meta filing. I want to try meta filing so that I can bring my own, you know, my own physical sources. I think that was gonna be great. Meta filing. Um, I'm going to search something based on what I have just learned from the motions that I have practiced. So, and the other thing is I want to, just regular practice. Regular practice, and then read the BC, the build case, and the build case website, um, to see what I can find in that, you know, something that have I haven't known, and I want to further up my framing, making make mechanism, my framing mechanism, um, characterization, skill, and yeah, just so the priority will be this one first, this two, this three, and this four, and then what else? I don't know. Practice including analyzing the speaker argument structure. Okay. So let's get it with the first one. The problem is that I still don't know, like, how can I make good framing, etc. So let's see if I can find out in this website first. If I cannot, I probably will just identify it. We'll just like go through this, regular practice, just the analyzing the overall, structure, because that's one of the way to understand what a good framing is, what a good mechanism is, because from this or from this, the first lesson, those things are explained, but these are very basic. From only this explanation, I don't think. I don't think that mechanism is only like what has been explained in this website. I think it can. There's like um, underlying way, or yes, underlying way or definition about mechanism, and also I am I'm bothered by by this, but by thought that I'm bothered that this, like template will not relevant with for others, for other type of motions. For example, like I am I'm more familiar with the this house would bend type of motion, but I don't know about other than that, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think I just have to like be exposed with other type of motions, I guess. I don't know. Would Yeah, this house would, this house would. I'm familiar with that. You should give, the solution. How are you going to implement the motion that you're proposing? That X should, yes, that's the same as well. And believes, I don't know about belief, I don't really know. I don't really know about belief. Supports or opposes. Prefers, I don't know. Regrets, I don't know. Predicts, I do not know. So first of all, we're going to um, search for this through this website. Okay, refutation. So I'll take that. I'll read this. If you met this for, okay, what is rebuttal? You still need to help decide between your arguments. Okay, rebuttal is the key of breaking the deadlock. Rebuttal is not. What makes an argument persuasive? At this point, you will have a sense of it. Persuasive enemy judges generally believe that your mechanism will lead to an impact. Okay, mechanism will lead to an impact. This is the concept I'm already familiar with. You gotta make sure that your mechanism, has like clear implication that it will lead to the outcomes, like yeah, yeah, whether it's gonna be whether the outcome is gonna be good or bad. You should make sure that the mechanism contributes to the outcomes, so it's not like that it has to follow the logical process. Persuasive argument has an impact that the judge considers is important. Maybe you affect the most people, maybe you affect the most vulnerable people, and so on. Okay, persuasive argument, the impact, and this is also part of weighing, yeah. You know, arguing which one is more important. Like also it consists in this explanation of impact. Wait, hold on. Explain the impacts, and yeah, explaining the impacts, why the impact matters, more important than others. Weighing. Yeah, I have read this article, and here it is something that I find interesting. As such, there are two types of rebuttal: undermining truthfulness and undermining importance. So before I read the full explanation of that again, so undermining truthfulness is that you flip the opponent's argument. Um, you flip the opponent's argument by by presenting fact that what you're saying is not the actually the otherwise. You know what I mean? Like, so the fact is that I don't know how, I don't know what the example of this will be, but uh, we'll go through that. The undermining importance, I think, is the most like most common, I guess, because most common, yeah, because it is like just it is like you're comparing which one is more important. So, and I think this is the easiest one. Maybe because I'm more familiar with this. I don't know about this one. So I think, yeah, here we go. So undermine the importance, reputation, which undermines importance is commonly known as mitigation because it concedes the opponent's impact will happen, but it tries to prove that the impact is rela relatively less valuable than your own impacts. It is the simplest way of refuting, and often the most common because you only have to do one thing: point out the overwhelming reasons, point out other overwhelming reasons that the opponent's impact will happen. I just want to make sure. Difficult to fight against. Oh, difficult to fight. Okay. Very great or very large. Point out the other overwhelming reasons that point out other overwhelming reasons that an opponent's impact. Wait, hold on. What does that mean? Point out the other point out other overwhelming reasons that an opponent's impact. Okay, this house oppose organized religion. Of argument, organized religion is useful for charitable reasons. If you fear something worse than that, then you donate more often. Gov response. NGOs exist and they are likely to fail. The whole is left by the whole was left by organized religious charity. So this is not an important impact, even if it is true. Even if it is true. Point out other overwhelming reasons that an opponent's impact will happen. Point out other overwhelming reasons that an opponent's impact will happen. I don't know what that means, but yeah, I understand this one. Okay, so the important is that okay, we need organized religion for the sake of charity. Okay, for charity. Okay, we need that. We need charity. If we need charity, organized religions should exist. Okay, but and the Gov said, okay, we have NGOs. Okay, already for charity stuff. We don't need that. We have other impacts. Okay, even if it is true, we have other important impacts. Okay, we oppose this organized religion. And then truthfulness. Here you go. This is the more classic form of rebuttal, but it has more or less popular recently. Exactly. I don't know why. I don't know why it has become less popular, as it says. Maybe because the type of motion is different. I don't know. We talk more about the decreasing popularity of rebuttal. Okay. All right. Two different things with this type of rebuttal: prove that opponent's impact will not happen, and or prove that the opponent's impact will not happen, and or identify missing logical links that are required to make an argument true. Will not happen. Okay, missing link. Okay, prove that an impact the other side claims is good is actually. Oh, okay, yeah, this is the one. This is the explanation that I like, and I think it sounds really cool. Like, you know, you can prove your opponent's argument that it is good. Okay, this is something good. That it is actually bad, you know, like also known as a flip, because a debater is turning an argument against their opponent. Your argument is right, but that is actually a bad thing. Okay, this is the illustration for this, the mitigation. We should ban cage, which hurts physical and mental health. There are strict regulation, you know, zoo trap in animals, the environments are not good, they're trapped and it hurts their physical and mental health. And then the mitigation is okay. The regulation and standard in zoo is not as you think. It is very safe place. The well-being of the animals are guaranteed here. Zoos provide veterinary care, balanced diets, enrichment activities to keep animal physically and mentally healthy. Therefore, the claim zoo inherently hurt and physical and it lacks evidence and fails to consider the measures taken by reputable zoos. But then the opposition can, oh yes, what reputable is, what about other, even if it's true. the yeah, something like that. Okay, undermining truthfulness, classic reputation. Trapping animals is to hurt their mental energy because animals enjoy small. Trapping animals in cages unlikely enjoy small environment in cages. They are less overstimulated, eat food and enjoy the weather. Flip in the wild. There are worse factors which also hurt an animal's physical. They are less likely to have access. Oh, this is the classic. Oh yes, something bad is good. It's actually true. While there are worse factors hurt animal physical and mental health, are less likely to have access to food, shelter, because of global warming drastically affecting weather, medicine, and more likely to be harmed by humans. Therefore, the physical zoo, if they were free, are if they were free, therefore the physical and mental health of zoo animals are likely to be worse on the open side. What is this? Piper's corner. Defense insight from my cat Piper, who wins every argument. The strength of your reputation is based on the language you use. This is something that I am really bad at. This three type of reputation or artificial categories which are trying to show you the different options you have. Ultimately they are, I forget. Finally, is the most important. Oh, it's the emphasize. Okay. These three types of reputation are artificial categories which are trying to show you different options you have. Ultimately, they are similar reputation, they're rewarded differently. Okay, then the flip I just wrote about can also just be mitigation. Take a look in the wild. There are other factors that physical because of the humans. Oh, I think this is great way to explain the reason by just bracketing the reason here. So sometimes I'm really confused, like where's the claim, where's my claim, where's the reason, like, oh man, this is a good thing. This is good way. Cool. Okay, similarly the mitigation I wrote about regulations could be a flip. Can you think of how to do that? Mitigation I wrote, which mitigation you wrote? The flip I just wrote about can also. Okay, this mitigation. Okay. Alright, there are strict regulations. Okay. Can be also like flip. Okay. I'll try. We should ban zoos because they trap in small environments or even cages. Here's the flip, right? Wait, hold on. Depends on how your opponent refutes these examples. The third example seems to be stronger because it is explained in a way that affects all animals, seemingly regardless of circumstance. All animals are likely to suffer from. Depends on how your opponent refutes it. The third example seems to be stronger because it is explained in a way that affects all animals. All animals are likely to suffer from global warming or direct human activities, albeit. What is this?
Albeit.
What
albeit.
Albeit, although, like, why don't you just use although, like, albeit in different ways? The first example seems a bit weaker because it is contingent.
Contingent.
Contingent. Okay. Group of people representing a variance. Depending on something else in the future in order to happen. Other activities are as ever contingent on the okay, depend on something. Group. Alright, yeah, depending on the first example, it seems a bit weaker because it is contingent. Contingent. Contingent.
Contingent.
Okay. The first example seems weaker because it is contingent upon its use following regulations perfectly and the regulation being sufficiently high quality in the first place. Therefore, the second example is weaker because it seems far more vulnerable to classic reputation undermining its truthfulness. Oftentimes, pairing multiple types of reputation together is more persuasive than just single response. Pairing multiple. Okay, I'll note that. Yeah, I agree with this. Yes, pairing multiple types of reputation together is more persuasive than just single response. In my experience, the top speakers start with undermining truthfulness, classic reputation, and undermining the influence. I have to learn about the truthfulness more because I feel like I don't kind of get it, like in a while. There are worse factors. Okay, so this is it. We should trap animals in a small okay, which hurts their physical and mental health. We should ban because oh, so this is the truth. Okay, we should ban. Okay, the animals hurt in this small. Okay, now I get it. Okay, so animals. So the truth, the truth that the opposition is trying to say is okay. Animals is trapped in the cage. This is bad. Okay, they should be outside. But classic repetition. Okay, trapping animals in cage is unlikely to hurt their mental or physical health because animals enjoy. Because this classic repetition is not persuasive because I think that people in common like think that animals enjoy in cages. No, that's evil. That's like the common knowledge that society have. That's evil for animals to be caged. But with this argument, I think it is persuasive. It is plausible. It is plausible. So, because you have like you have reason why it is good for them to be caged. Because to be caged or to be lived in, to be placed in zoo because okay in the wild now we have global warming. The weather is bad. We do not have access to they do not have access to medicine. They're they are more likely to they they more likely to be harmed by humans. Hunters. Wait, no, because humans are willing to hurt animals which they fear or annoyed by, and humans find some parts of animals valuable. Are the killing of animals fun, of therefore their physical or mental health of the animal. And also I have a great example for this. For example, like the for the rare animals that last that on that has that on that for rare animals, for example like Sumatra tiger, that there are only several of them that there are only several of them left in this world. So it is better for us to put them in the zoo, in the zoo, and intensively examine 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 wait, hold on.
Examine.
Examine and intensively examine so that what is puna, so that they cannot extinct, they cannot extinct. To jot it down, I didn't know that word before. Extinct. Okay, right. So yeah, that's actually a great example though, but in this case I think we are not only focusing on like rare animals, but also animals in general, but we also can frame this problem to rare animals, because these are the vulnerable actors here, so yeah, that's my mind. Doesn't exist here. That's my mind. For real. Okay, so let's review it. So what I have just learned from I think I'm just gonna refutation, right? So from refutation, you have to refute opponent's argument by giving a flip argument. And what is flip argument? Is saying that what they're trying to say as a truth is not likely to happen, because that is not the truth. Here is the truth. Okay, I flip it. Animals actually benefit from small environment like zoo, okay? Because in the wild there's a blah, 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 there's a global warming, and they're more likely to be harmed by humans, and the weighing could be, oh, I have to jot it down. Okay, so we learn about flip argument, which proving at what the op trying to say as trying to prove as proof as a truth is not like it is not likely to happen, i.e. Animals should live in a zoo. Go. Animals, how do you use benefit as a verb? So no, verb. To help by something, or to help someone, to be helped. I feel that I have benefited greatly from her wisdom. I have benefited. To be helped. How can we benefit those whom... Wait, hold on. I feel that I have benefited her. I have benefited greatly. To be helped by something or helped someone. I don't... More examples, but I feel. There are wide variations in way prisoners have benefited. Benefit from. Okay. Animals benefit from in a small environment because of global warming and harm by humans, especially the four factors where like cool, that's flip. And the other thing is, I think flip iron I mean flip reputation. Flip reputation and the importance reputation. It's just basically just saying that oh, that's not the most important, this is the most important, just like this. Oh, no, they are not the most important actors here is this mother tiger, and the impacts is more important because you know, we need to cultivate these rare animals, you know, something like that. Okay, identifying and structuring a rebuttal. Yes, please. Because what I am concerned right now um, is I am not confident to be the whip, to be the close half teams, you know, like the government whip, you know, and then what's the other one? Government whip, um, whip of opposition, government whip of opposition. I don't know. Government whip and what? Government. I don't know. I forget. The government whip and government whip and opposition. Shit, bro. I don't know why do I have to know that though, but I don't know. Just want to know. Okay, here we go. Member of member of opposition and opposition whip. Member of government whip. Yeah, I am concerned about being a closing team because I don't know what should I do here. Like, for real though, it says that I cannot give like new arguments, but what is the difference between new arguments and new um what is it, like new concept? Like it still relates to like what has been debated, but it's just new, you know what I mean? Maybe because if we talk about if we debate about um animals in the zoo, we cannot talk about other thing, like for example like um I don't know. For example, like other topic, basically, like you cannot introduce other topic, but I don't think I don't think that's it. I don't think so. I think topics and arguments is different. Okay. So yeah, this is something that I have to, you know, to practice as well. Prep time, and I don't like to be the prime minister. Actually, like for real. Mm-mm. But it's okay. I will conquer all of that roles, I guess. So yeah. So yeah, reputation, and yeah, we also learn a little bit about mechanism. I don't know, and not really characterization, especially something that I don't have any. I don't like. It's still floating. Concept of characterization. Yeah. Okay, 30 minutes for that. I think. Yeah, I think I'm just going to continue. Um, for the next 30 minutes, and then after that we move on into the actual practice by check because I want to accomplish. I want to understand more about this. Um, yeah. So, but theor theoretic theoretically, no. What do you mean theoretically? In a way that obeys some rules, but is not likely. What? In a way that obeys some rules, but is not likely. It is theoretically. Theo
theoretically,
theoretically. Is to say what is possible, although it may not actually happen. Is to say what is possible, although it may not actually happen. Theoretically, employees could be liable for the whole amount. Okay. The biggest struggle novices have with refutation is just not listening and or understanding what their opponent is saying. If you can understand, then you can refute. Yes, that's true. I think that's true. That's true. Step one, listen. Stop writing your speech. Okay. Listen. Stop writing your speech. You can refute if you don't know what your opponent said. Translate your opponent's argument into linear flow immediately. Immediately, you will notice if their mechanism is missing or if their impact is not very strong. Linear flow is the goat, man. For real though. Yes, I will. I haven't translated the linear flow. I haven't tried translate, you know, speaker's argument into linear flow. I was planning to, but I just end up just writing their um, argument, their argument structure without identifying it. So I think, yeah, it is clear that it is a linear flow. Um, First the opening, introduce. This is an LO. First the opening. Why they oppose this? Reason and give the signposting. They will rebut because the problem has already introduced by the government. But we also have to immediately start away in the first minute, because sometimes the problem, there's a way in the problem, so we have to propose the most important problem, like no, actually we have to engage first. We have to engage by rebutting it, and then introduce other problems. For example, the OG doesn't necessarily talked about how media works. And then you start bring media into this debate because this is the important role. So wedding can be in anything. It doesn't have to be like in the last, or in the last meaning that in the impact, but also can be in problem, in solution as well. But something that I have um to remind is something that I have to always remind myself is you have to engage with your opponent's argument. If you don't engage, it's not a debate. It's not. So yeah, okay. Perhaps they have multiple tiers. I don't know what tiers is, but yes, I have heard about it before. This one. Ah, how can I tier?
Tiering.
Tiering, like a list, like this tiering, like prioritizing basically. Tiering houses is condensing an arguments into an easy to follow structure. If you want to make arguments less easily, what is susceptible? Wait, easily influenced or harmed by something. There are many ways to do this, and depend multiple routes, one mechanism for each to change them. Root mechanism and impact. Root mechanism 1, 2, 3. Impacts 1, 2, 3. Wow, this is complicated actually. Root or problem, yeah. Problem or the mechanism 2. See, like mechanism is not always a solution, right? Oh, let me. Mechanism in a debate is not always a solution, right? Solution. A solution has its own. I don't know how to write necessarily, bro. Let's see. Necessarily, like this. Oh shit, double C. Necessarily, okay. Necessarily. Meaning. You necessarily have to solve a problem. Shit. Is that true? The term mechanism refers to a process or causal pathway. Exactly. I don't know what that is, but pathway, causal. It's not causal. Causality. Causality, I guess. Causal.
Causal.
Causal. A relationship, link, etc. between two things in which one causes the other. Which one causes the other? Okay. See, I'm more articulated here. I'm really proud of myself, man. See my question here, mechanism in based on our solution, right? A solution has its own mechanism, but mechanism itself is just how things work. Mechanism is the how, is the how, the explanation of how change occurs, how an actor behaves under certain incentives or contexts. It connects the problem to the impact it can involve actors, incentives, structures, norms. This is copy paste from this website, you bitch. Where's solution? Solution is yeah, solve the fucking problem, but not all mechanisms are solutions. Some mechanisms just explain phenomena and consequences. Okay, government should ban zoos, animals are psychology and physically in zoos, problem. Solution ban zoos, relocate animals to narrow river, mechanism natural reserves. What reserves is? Fuck. Reserves.
Reserve.
So, what is it? Susceptible, I guess. Susceptible. What is reserves? A football team consists of what? Football? No, not the reserves. The reserve, no, like the regular reserves. Reserves? What the fuck? Reserves? Reserve, yes, yes. To keep something for a particular purpose or time. To keep something for a particular purpose or time. I reserve Mondays for tidying my. Oh, okay. So yes, I make Monday as no as a time for tidying my task and answering letters. Reserve to keep something for a particular. Reserve Mondays. Okay. Reserve to keep something for a particular purpose or time. I reserve judgment on this issue. Keep something on this issue. I want to give an opinion on it now until we have it. Okay. If you reserve something, okay, so it's like a reservation to like keep something. You know, if you reserve something such as seed or acorn, you arrange for it to be kept for you to use for your use. To keep something. Something for particular purpose, time, cold, susceptible, it's easily to be harmed or influenced. Okay, mechanism, nature reserves, nature reserves over. What is nature reserve? See, like it's not always a verb, you know. Something could be also a noun. I don't know what was the meaning of reserve for a noun. Shy behavior, the habit of not showing your feelings or thoughts. I took her out for a drink and tried to break through her reserve. Shy behavior, keeping. The act of keeping something or supply of something until it is ended. The act of keeping something or a supply of something until it is ended or a supply that you keep. She keeps a little money in reserve for use. Oh, for use. I see. For use. The librarian has put the book on reserve for me. Keep to be used. Okay. Still have a reserve for food. We still have yes, kept food. Reserve is for the num supply. Keeping something. Okay. Natural reserves. Nature reserves over more space, less human interference, and allow animals to express natural behaviors. Well, actually, well, actually, well, actually, less human interference. That's not true. Actually, it has more natural human interference. Solution. Okay, so yeah, that's good. That's good. Tiring. Thank you so much for this session. We're going to take a break for a while. Here it's already 48 minutes. So see you soon.